demanded for 3 million only to be paid in a Bitcoin link in exchange for a video evidence of how Omowumi Cynthia Aloba murdered Mohbad.
Allegedly, you must always use non-affirmative words. Okay, to send it, but always, you always have to say allegedly. Okay, normally get away with direct. So
Yomi Fabi alerted the public by posting the charts, and immediately Adura Aloba, as an afterthought, approached Ogombo police station to make a complaint against the defendant in charge suit in reference, stating that the defendant hacked his TikTok account through his old iPhone he sold to the defendant months prior to the incident. The defendant, Ayinde Habib, was then moved to the office of the Commissioner of Police at Ikeja, after which he was charged to court on the instance of Adura Aloba. Yomi Fabi admitted in some of his recent videos that he was invited to the Ikeja Police Command by the investigating police officers, and he stated further that he saw the defendant, who he asked, that is Yomi Fabi, he asked the defendant, he asked some questions, but Yomi Fabi was not convinced that the defendant was oblivious of the involvement of Adura Aloba, as it looked like a conspiracy.
Sorry.
Where is the noise coming from?
I'm scared. Go ahead.
It's from Kemi.
What do you mean?
Okay, the defendant was arraigned. Okay, so Yomi Fabi was not convinced that the defendant was oblivious of the involvement of Adura Aloba, as it looked like a conspiracy. The defendant was arraigned and the matter came up for mention before Court 14 Ogba due to the reassignment of magistrates across Lagos State. Some of our members present in court related that the lawyer of the defendant, Mr. Olowu Akindele, in open court informed the magistrate that the parties were exploring settlements and we need a further date to report same. That is why this was acted this way. It came as a rude shock to our group that a matter such as serious as this will be reduced to misdemeanor. We are of the opinion that both the complainants, which is Adura Aloba, and the defendants, which is Abib Ayinde, are trying to cover up a heinous crime. Hence, our letter.
Make it look like Mohbad. I ask you, if that boy actually belonged to Mohbad, why will you be stressing yourself to convince people that he actually belonged to Mohbad in the first place? That's the question for the wise. If he was Mohbad's son, there was no need for Wunmi to be running at a skater, doing technology maneuver, doing technological manipulations to make that boy look like Mohbad. The boy did not belong to Mohbad. I'll put it to you that the reason why Wunmi came with that pregnancy and pinned it on Mohbad was because she must have been hearing it. Her manager must have told her that Mohbad was about to see someone, or was seeing someone, or was dating someone outside. Don't forget, that devilish manager and everybody around Mohbad was installed by Wunmi. So they were getting continuous feedback about Mohbad movement every time they go out. Even though Wunmi was not there, but they were telling Wunmi, this is what Mohbad did, this is what Mohbad did, this is what Mohbad did, and she was taking into account. So Wunmi thought, what could I do to make sure that I pinch myself with this guy, to make sure that I have strong connection to this guy, to make sure that I have a stake in his life. And that was why, don't forget, Wunmi, from everything we have heard, we have seen, somebody that was on the street since she was 13 years old. She was on the street since 13 years old. Please, hold that information is very crucial. 13 years old. Wunmi has been on the street. Wunmi had never been a faithful girl. And she could not have been a faithful woman or a faithful wife, even after living with Mohbad as girlfriend. Because under the law, Mohbad was never married to Wunmi. I don't care. Those gullible, soft brain Wunmi team could be telling you customary, social study, chemistry marriage, fine art marriage. I don't care about those ones. Under the law does not recognize Wunmi as the wife of Mohbad. So it's a girlfriend. And it's what Western world they call living by partnership. If you want to do visa, they will tell you, are you married or living by partnership? And most of the time, people that are not legally married, even though they are staying together for 20 years, they are just partners. The law does not recognize them as being married. So Wunmi knew that Mohbad was actually going out, was going haywire. Don't let me deceive you. When you talk about voodoo, when you talk about juju, juju always have an expiry date. So every time Wunmi juju was expiring, Mohbad always come back to his senses. And Mohbad always remember how unfaithful Wunmi was. And Wunmi realized that he cannot rely on this juju alone, tying this boy down. And that was why Wunmi consulted her mother, consulted those that are in the same evil coven. And they gave her advice, then you need to pin a pregnancy on him. You need to pin a pregnancy on him. And that was why, when you listen to Mohbad lyrics, Mohbad was giving out all the expo that we needed to tell us that the boy was never his. Don't also forget, there's a video coverage that Wunmi was doing. He was doing video recording, and Mohbad was asking her, am I a secret to letting fine boy he? And when you look at Wunmi's face, all change in his traits. Because Wunmi was not doing that video for Mohbad to say such a thing. And after Mohbad asked about the secret behind the fine boy, Wunmi ended the video straight away because Mohbad has leaked.
Yes, the nurse was about to give him the third injection when I entered. So immediately I entered, he was like, he was telling the nurse to remove it. I was feeling somehow. He told the nurse to remove it. I want to pee and I want to vomit. So I held his hand to the restroom. He vomited. He peed. On our way coming back from the restroom, he just fell down. They started saying his heart is hurting him. He needs water. So I had to call on Adura, like the other people that in there, that they should come. So he told Adura to get him water. Adura should pour in water. So Adura got him water. We poured the water on him, but he was still not feeling comfortable. He said he needs fan. Like he's hurting inside his heart. He's hurting him. He heat inside. Yes, like he needs water. Like he needs us to pour in water. Next, he started having.
Alright, so that's an interview on TVC that Mohbad's wife did on the final moments within the 24 hours when Mohbad died. So she said that she ran into the nurse when she was giving Mohbad the third injection. And when she got there, Mohbad said they should remove it, that he needs to pee, he wants to vomit. So she now took him into the bathroom to do that. When they were coming out, Mohbad now fell down. When Mohbad fell, this is what he said. He said that his heart is hurting him, that he needs water. Then she now called Adura to come. When Adura came, so Mohbad now told Adura to get him water and Adura should pour water on him. So Adura went to get water and poured the water on Mohbad. Then he said he needs AC. Mohbad said he needs AC. That he needs fan. That his heart is hurting him. Right. Now, let's now go to Adura. Adura did a recent interview with Objective, right? Let's listen to what he said happened that same day.
Like some minutes by me ko bariwo loke ni, like o ti ma wo bi 10 to 15 minutes mo ko bariwo loke orúkọ mi kí ló ṣe ere ti ma sá lọ sókè pé mo bá dín lele pé kò lè sọ̀rọ̀ tó bá fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan ọwọ́ ló fi struggling to communicate mo bá ní pé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ mo ti ṣan chala ti sọ pé abẹ́rẹ́ òun fún lábẹ́rẹ́ pé kíní kan abẹ́rẹ́ kẹ̀ ẹ ṣáà ti sáré fún mi bọ́ ojú ẹ̀ torí ó sọ tó ń náwó sómi pé ó fún mi bọ́ ojú ẹ̀ ó náwó sí sikos kò lè sọ̀rọ̀ ìdílé bó ṣe ń ṣe pé kí ẹ̀ máa struggle kò lè sọ̀rọ̀.
Now, see Adura's own version. Adura said, after 15 minutes with the nurse, he heard a noise from upstairs. When he heard the noise from upstairs, he ran upstairs and then he met Mohbad on the floor, and Mohbad could not talk. If he wanted to say anything, he would point with his hands. Then he now asked the nurse that what happened. The nurse said it was because of the injection. Now, Adura said he met Mohbad. Mohbad could not talk. He was using his hand to point it because he could not talk. Meanwhile, Mohbad's wife is saying that Mohbad was saying his heart is hurting. They now called Adura. Mohbad now told Adura to go and bring water and pour on him. Mohbad kept on saying his heart is hurting him. Mohbad now said he wanted AC. Mohbad now said he needed fan, that his heart is hurting him. Which one be the truth? And at 12 now, 9 be the final moment of this boy. Which one is the truth? Did he speak or did he not speak? Because the wife is saying that Mohbad kept on saying, Adura, pour me water. Adura went to bring water and pour him. He told Adura he needs fan, he needed seat. Meanwhile, Adura said Mohbad could not talk. And then it was only the nurse that he met. According to him, he asked the nurse. He didn't highlight that Mohbad's wife was there. Mohbad's wife said, but Mohbad's wife is claiming that she was there. And I don't even know what the police do for this case, to be very honest. I don't even know what police did. I swear to God, I don't know what the police do. But again, they say the particular policeman don't buy. Who know what happened to them? They say don't buy. So I don't know what the police say they investigate for this matter. Because if the two people where they deal with this boy at the final moment, their story they contradict, then there's a truth somewhere. Now, that fall where they don't say he fall, I did think now.
He peed. On our way coming from the restroom, he just fell down.
You know what I think outside of the box? Because of this grill. When did they interview Mama Mohbad? Zoom in for that interview where she do for TVC. That's how Mohbad buy. Why this grill for the staircase break? Could it be that fall? Because when Mohbad talk about the fall, the thing, could it be that the fall they bigger than waiting them that they explain? And again, that blood for duvet, when they say they see, where Baba Mohbad say he see, where Mama Mohbad's sister also talks say she see blood for Mohbad clothes. Now, if you go further in the interview with Mohbad brother, he said that Mohbad was initially inside Wumi room. They can't carry Mohbad from Wumi room. They don't give him treatment. They can't go Mohbad room. Now, Mohbad auntie says she see blood for singlet from Mohbad room. Then later again, Adura come talk say, after everything, they can't return her back to my wife room. But again, if the last two people were know what's up, because every other person who don't interview, at some point they left the house. Do you understand? So it is between the nurse, her, and this guy. But of course, with the way this thing they go, now only the nurse, now it no be family. Could it be? But again, why is their story contradicting what the police investigate? Anyways, woo, God knows. We'll continue. Anyways, peace and love, don't play. If you play, you're gonna learn. I go learn the hard way. Don't play. Manipulator. Pooh! Now go learn.
According to him, he said his name is Adura, which age. They have this question to answer to Nigerians. I have this listed out. Like, I have a lot. Like, I studied this case. Like, this case is now my day in, day out. Like, my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm like studying it like bomber to bomber. So I need Nigerians to ask these people, these three people, Adura, Wumi, and the Mohbad's mother. I need them to answer this question. If you guys remember, Mohbad's father said when he went there, he met Mohbad already embalmed. You guys already know the story. Already embalmed. Took him to police station. They rejected the case. Took him to hospital. On getting there, he found out that the wife was having death certificate without informing the father. Now, I need you guys to take a look at my findings, okay? These three individuals, they really need to come out and explain to the world. Now, Wumi's story, I have it here, okay? Now, let me start from Wumi's story. Wumi said they met at the age of 13, okay? To go on through online, what they call to go. According to her, the interview she granted two on separate occasions. Number one, she granted that interview with TVC where she mentioned that she was happily married. So according to the interview she granted somewhere separately, she said she was already tired of the marriage, that she wanted to divorce Mohbad because Mohbad became paranoid. So in two different occasions, one she said she was happily married, the other one she said she wanted to divorce Mohbad. Now, pregnancy, she claimed in that pregnancy that pregnancy was forced on her by Mohbad's father. If you look at it that way, that means she's claiming that she never wanted to get pregnant, that she was not ready to be pregnant, that Mohbad's father is the one who initiated the pregnancy. So looking at it from this angle, you will now ask, she was never ready to have that baby. That is what she's trying to explain. Now, she said marriage also was initiated by Mohbad's father. That means, if we have to check it, Mohbad was not ready, neither to have baby, nor to get married to this girl. Because if Mohbad's father was the person who initiated the marriage, and according to what Mohbad's mother, younger sister was saying, he said when she got there, when they were doing the marriage was disorganized, that it was not like a proper marriage. She was like nobody was informed properly. That means Mohbad was not ready to marry this girl. So something went wrong that they have to do this marriage, in a hurry. And even Wumi confirmed it by saying that the father-in-law was the person who asked her to go and get the marriage list from the family. So if you think of it, how can, if you are getting married, your husband is the one who's supposed to ask for the list from your family. Now, it was the Mohbad's father who asked for the list. That means Mohbad at all never wanted to get married to this girl. Neither was he ready for the pregnancy, and also he was not ready for marrying this girl. He was just ready to, just to enjoy the moment with her, just because they were just young. So the marriage she claimed they were married happily was not initiated by Mohbad. Okay? So now, according to her interview, now DNA test, this lady woman, she claimed that DNA test, that she never wanted to do DNA test because according to her, the father-in-law called her a cheating wife. There was a post she made on the internet. She said nobody have right to force her to do DNA test except Mohbad because she was disvirgined by Mohbad. What she's trying to say is that since she met Mohbad, Mohbad was the only person she has ever had contact with. I mean, man to woman contact. So she never knew any other man, making it that Mohbad is the only man she ever knew. But another interview she granted, there was a time she had another relationship that she separated from Mohbad and had another relationship. So what am I really believing? Do I have to believe that Mohbad is the only man you ever met, or should I have to believe that you people separated and you met another man? Now, this is the reason why you said you claimed two reasons. One was Mohbad never asked you for DNA test. Second reason, because your father-in-law called you what? A cheating wife. Now, the interview Wumi's lawyer granted with the Arise TV, Wumi's lawyer bluntly said then that they refused to do DNA test because Mohbad bought a land. Mohbad bought a land for his son, bought for the father, and bought for himself. That means if a man bought a land for his son and bought for the father and bought for himself, Mohbad never doubted for the paternity of the child when he was alive, and the mother was living inside that house. That makes it now they cannot do a DNA test because why? Mohbad bought a land for the father, Mohbad bought a land for the son. That means any man who buys a land for the son don't have right to ask for DNA test. So they are speaking differently, they are explaining differently. Okay, that is what they are trying to explain. You guys should just get ready because this will be a very long video because I covered a lot of things. It will be a long explanation, and we will conclude because we are trying to fix dots together. Now, Wumi claimed that Mohbad died through bullying. That was her first accusation. The same time, there was this audio message that Wunmi was accusing the father, the Mohbad's father, that he already buyed Mohbad and now want to buy his son. That means publicly Wunmi came out to tell the world that Sam Larry and Naira Marley were involved in what buyed his husband. At the back, he went to accuse the father. That means Wunmi is like, she's confused of who to like pin on this case. She's trying to pin somebody. She will pin this person. She will pin the other person. And now there's another thing. Something that got me is that when she said that even after the buy of Mohbad, when people were there, that another nurse was there. But knowing what the other nurse committed, according to you, that you said the other nurse, quack nurse, did this and did that, and that was what led to his spine. Now you brought in another nurse. Why did you bring that another nurse, Pico? Please, why did you inform, or why did you even invite another nurse? Somebody already died. Why inviting nurse? Why inviting another second nurse? It doesn't make sense. Now I want you people also to note something, because it's very, very important. Is it normal that somebody just died, a widow that the husband just died, instead of you to be screaming, to be restless, to be, to explain yourself, to show the world remorse, and how you went online to start writing, to start explaining, to start calling him nigger. Please, how can you call this guy nigger? Okay, like how can you call your husband who just died nigger without like having a remorse? Upon calling him nigger, your lawyer was already there. So how can your lawyer be there? Who invited the lawyer? Why did the lawyer come? Why? What exactly? Why did the lawyer come? And even before the Mohbad's dad already got there, the lawyer was already there. Even to the extent that Davido deleted, that Davido already donated money. That means somebody has already informed Davido. And Wunmi was online. You know why Wunmi was online? Wunmi was online. You know why? Because she was trying to get information that the people that are there are passing out to the world. That's why she's online. She was online trying to get the information. Everything that people that are present are posting out there. She needs to know what is going on so she can back up herself with some lies. That is why she was constantly online, because she said she got information from online that they were about to bury your husband who just died, which you were still there, which you are among the people that are there. So how can you say you got information online? Somebody whose husband just died is getting information online. How can you be getting information online? At the same time, Wunmi claimed that the father-in-law was the person who bought casket, which is all lie. The father-in-law never bought casket because she was unaware of what is going on. Let's talk about Mohbad's mom. Can somebody explain to me that Mohbad's mom was not available when Mohbad was struggling, when Mohbad was growing up? Mohbad's dad was the person who took care of Mohbad with his brother, raised these kids, and immediately they managed to become somebody. Mohbad's mom appeared, and when she appeared, tragedy struck. Wunmi was trying to explain to us that Mohbad's dad was her best friend. So now Mohbad's mom, knowing that the only way to destroy everything is to make a friend with the friend of his enemy, with the friend of her enemy. So you can see that Mohbad's mom also, there's something about her. It doesn't make sense, because no reasonable woman, no woman with a good heart will leave her kids for man to train. It takes a woman with another level of a heart. So Mohbad's mother never had feelings for Mohbad. She never had any attachment with them. She just appeared there for her financial reason, or for her personal reason, or for whatever be it, the reason why she is involved in this children's life before this tragedy struck. Now I want to set record straight with Adura. Last time he appeared on interview, allegedly intoxicated. You know why he did that? From my findings, he came there speaking. You can even see he was not even explaining any question thrown at him. He could not even answer that. Because why? He came there prepared. He came there prepared. drunk, or I don't know, whatever be it, because he was not looking normal when he appeared there. He was not looking normal based on he was prepared, because he doesn't want to be at alert or aware before, so that he can't give out good information. He just wants to be disorganized. So people will think whatever be it, they will say he's on drugs. That's why he will divert the main thing that people will not reason. People will see it as yes, he's not okay. Yes, he is very, very okay, because this guy immediately his brother died. What came to his mind was, let me continue from where he stopped. Let me continue his legacy. I can now sing. I can now dance. I can now do this. I'm a born singer. For where? These are all strategies to avoid the thing. Now, let me tell you guys about what I concluded on this case. The motive. And even in abroad, in a case like this, you have to ask, what is the motive? If people are allegedly claiming that Wunmi is involved in whatever be the case, what is the motive that she might be involved in this case? Regret. You know why? Because this girl got married very early. Okay, she got married very early, and during that marriage, the marriage was, in a rock. It was not what she wanted. It was not what she was hoping to get. That, what they say, Temu, what you order versus what you get. So she was filled up with regrets based on that this girl got married, early marriage. As she was growing up, she now found out that no, this is not the kind of life I wanted. Now, another thing is that she mentioned something that people was not paying attention. This girl mentioned that when they met, she was 13 and she was a rapper. That means she had this music career in her mind. She had this music career in her mind already, that she wanted to be a musician. Now, so if she was a rapper before she met mohbad, now what happened to that career, rapping career? Dead. And being that this girl Wunmi is seeing mohbad singing and getting successful, that means she might be resentful that being with this guy, she ended up not becoming a rapper that she planned to be. Okay, so it might be one of those things. It might be one of her reasons for being resentful towards mohbad. Now, another thing is financial gain. This girl was not properly, financially buoyant. So the person that is providing every single thing is mohbad. That also can put a strain on their love life. When one person is providing something, the other person can have a resentment. He can have anger issues. He can have, some buckle up things that people might not know. So this thing can make Wunmi to turn out and to become aggressive, to have angers, to have a lot of things, emotional, psychological, and a lot of things. So it can affect her. She can act out of anger, or she can act out of whatever be it. What might be the reason why Wunmi might be covering up something? Maybe Wunmi is being threatened, okay? Maybe she saw something, or she noticed something, or she found out something. Maybe somebody threatened her that, see, if you say this, remember we'll have your secret. We will expose you, or we will do something like this to you. Now, they decided to cover up whatever be it they are covering up. Now, Adura, what might be the reason for Adura motive? For in case maybe people are allegedly saying that he might be involved. Motives. Motive number one, hated mohbad. There are siblings who just wake up and they will hate their fellow sibling. Maybe he secretly hated mohbad. Why would he hate mohbad? Maybe, we are saying maybe he hated mohbad. Sometimes sibling, when one is successful than the other one will have a hate for the other one. Unknowingly, even no matter what you do for that your sibling, he or she might still continue to hate you because of jealousy. How come now that mohbad died, this guy automatically now to pursue his career, his singing career, his artist career, his whatever be it, he's singing or dancing or whatever? But when mohbad was there, he never made that move. That means mohbad was outshining him. Mohbad was a stumbling block, blocking them between Adura and Wunmi. All of them, mohbad was just like blocking them, because all of them had this intention to become a rapper or a singer or whatever. But mohbad is the one at this moment giving what people want. So they are like invisible, and they might have a buckle of anger based on that. Now, Mohbad's mom, why do people think maybe Mohbad's mom is involved and she's not talking? She might not talk. You know why? Because she don't want to do what? Lose another son. As a mother, she's trying like protect her kids no matter whatever. She's trying to protect her kids because she already lost one. She don't want to lose another one. It might be, we are saying, probably another reason probably why Mohbad's mom is keeping short or keeping quiet is because